Good night, people. It's almost 12. I am just getting off, and it has been years since I made a personal video. And honestly, that's because I've been very, very, very lost. And it just fell on my heart tonight to just share my story. And all right, so here we go. So I was watching this sermon this morning by T.D. Jakes that talked about the different people that come in your life that are there for you, people that are not for you, and people that are for you as long as they're benefiting from it. And that touched me because we give so much of our energy to people that do not deserve it. And we know they don't, but we are so desperate to fill a void, whatever the void is, that we just take anything. And after my recent divorce, I decided to live a life that was a little different. Anything that was not for me had to go, like now. And I'm very proud of myself for that because it's not easy when you're so used to living that way. So to start this journey that I'm going to tell you about is before I left home. Before I left home, I was very lost. I just didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I wanted to go to school to be a nurse, and that's all I had planned to do. But life didn't work that way, and I just got very lost. And although my parents had, raised us up in the church, and you're supposed to go to church and do all this stuff, not to say I didn't have good parents. I just had to learn a lot of things on my own as far as God goes and the power of having God as the head of your life. And a lot of us just grow up just thinking, oh, I know how to pray, I know how to read the Bible, I know certain scriptures, and that's enough, but no. And I heard something T.D. Jakes said today about commitment, and as I look back over my life, the only thing I committed to was relationships. And the one that I should have committed to the most was the one with God. And I probably wouldn't have even ran into those relationships. But if you don't know, you don't see it that way. So, long story short, after I was lost at home, I ran into my ex-husband. And not to degrade him or anything, but I'm just going to tell you about my experience. And it's not to degrade him as a human because he's human just like me and everybody else, and we all sin. But this is just my story. And it's not to throw shade or anything to be nasty. It's to tell you the truth about this may help somebody. Just tell you the raw truth about life. But anyway, I met my ex-husband, and we were both young. We both had a lot of plans to travel the world, to go to school, to just live life, to just enjoy life. And that relationship was just a high because we did all that and more. And we were like, why not get married? Are you nuts? this is freaking cool. Like, you got somebody that's on the same page. You want to travel the world, take vacations, go to college, get money. That's life, right? We forgot one important detail. You can't do all that and expect to be blessed with all these things and all these things sustain. No. Um, wow. Without God being the head of your life, you will do some crazy stuff. You are not yourself. Once you say, "Here, Satan," um, over here is a little more interesting. I want to do these things, and this is a little more fun. Living that way is like, yeah, no, boring. And when they say you give your soul to the devil, I wouldn't say I sell my soul because I'm broke. But when you give your soul to the devil, that's exactly what it is, because you open your life up to so much hell. And you don't even realize it. You're just having fun. You're doing what feels good. You're saying whatever. You're just not you. And you don't even realize it until you reach a breaking point. My breaking point was the dissolution of my marriage, because the life that I once saw crumbled before my eyes. And I found myself in a place like I felt like I was dreaming. I still feel like I'm in a dream. And I'm learning, and I'm learning to think the way God intended for us to think and do things the way God intended us to do them. There is a reason he said do not have sex before marriage. There is a reason you are not supposed to have kids before marriage. There's a reason he wrote all this stuff the way it is. And we get caught up in this worldly stuff that tries to pick and choose whatever they want to take from the Bible and live by, whatever. But, and even our parents, I mean, pick and choose what they want to live by. Not just my parents, it's all parents, because they're human as well. But it takes someone being strong to say, no, this is wrong. Not saying that they're bad people, but it's wrong. And after my marriage, I was still living in sin. I was so weak and hurt, and I just wanted to feel better. And I did things to feel better, but I was still empty. I was still missing something. And I was like, it's God. I learned from War Room so many techniques, like going in my war room and getting on my knees, putting my prayers up, like, Lord, listen, I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't want to do it my way. I need to do it your way, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I have to do that every day. I have to pray every day. It's a every day. It's not, oh, let me do it a little bit and, I'm good. No, it's a lifetime, and I'm dedicated to it. And you're gonna lose some people along the way, because they're not gonna get it, and that's okay. Just teach them, tell them, and leave it there. You can't force people, because there were people trying to like force things of God on me, and it actually pushed me away from the church. And I don't want anybody else to make that mistake, because when I walked away from church, I was out here in the world on my own. I had God, I would pray to God, but just that alone is not good enough. You're not strong enough. You are not strong enough, okay? When you're in a weak place, temptation looks real good. And so all this to say, commit to God first. God is your man. God is your woman. God is your life. He's your oxygen. Man, if I would have known this like years ago, if I would have known what I know now, man, like, but I just want to tell you guys that it's worth it. And I know that now because I was so hurt last year, just so hurt and angry when I decided to leave my marriage. And I remember just going to church being like, will somebody just look at my face and look at this knot in my neck and just hold me and tell me it'll be okay? Will somebody hear me? Will somebody just, man, just see me? And I was just in a low place. But I know now that with God, I can be in the most high places. I just have to stay committed to Him first and love myself and know my worth. Everybody that makes you feel good, some people come to take stuff from you. You offer a lot and they come to take stuff from you. Some people can suck the living life out of you. And you're giving so much and they are not reciprocating. And no, stop, please. And for the lady, the girl that's sitting home crying right now over a man that has cheated, let God deal with him. And you commit to God. But He's going to get his. And please know your worth. Feel sorry for him because he doesn't know your worth and he doesn't know the jewel that God has blessed him with. And pray for him. I know it hurts and I know it's hard when you want to. I know, but it's not going to solve anything. It might land you in jail on your knees saying a prayer. No, you'd rather be home. And, for that guy that's committed, the good guy that's committed, that doesn't cheat, that's a hard worker, that's a provider, and you keep coming up short with these women, you have to do the same thing. Until you commit to God first, it's not going to work. No matter how you try to change yourself, change them, change locations, change whatever, it's not going to work without God. If you're in a marriage and you realize what I'm saying, but your partner still wants to have fun over here with Satan, it's not going to work. It has to be both of you. And still pray for your spouse because some of us are stronger than others. I don't even know how I've been breathing because I've been through a lot. Even when my grandmother passed, I felt like I couldn't even feel it. I was so numb from the previous battles that I lost. I did what I knew how to do best. Care for people. That's why I'm in healthcare. Care for people, make people feel better. Sing to people, make them feel better. But I was dying inside. And I just couldn't feel. And I would just look at her and just tell her I loved her. And this is my grandmother, like my mom's mom. And man, I heard TD Jakes say when life hurts you so much, you learn how to flinch. And when it's going good, you relax. When it's going bad, you flinch. And some of us stay flinched. And I think I was just still flinched. And guard yourself so much from pain. Nothing else is going to hurt me. If something else hurt me, I am going to lose my mind. I am going to die if something else hurt me. But living like that is not living. You're a zombie. And it took me sitting here looking at the sermons on YouTube, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, Walking the Word. It took me sitting here getting back to that place where I was to get back here, to know that God is the only answer. And it's hard. It's still hard. It's still hard not to be angry. It's still hard not to lash out. I'm a work in progress. But God just placed it on my heart tonight to tell my story. I didn't tell a detailed story. You know, I dealt with infidelity, just a lot of pain and dishonesty from, people that you think love you and care for you, and they're really in it to gain something for themselves. They don't get that kind of love. They never received it. That's why we have to pray for people instead of bashing and gossiping. And it's a job. I'm still working on it. It's real easy to say, "Good, Johnny. Let me tell you about Johnny. He's so stupid. He gonna do this, and that, and he just know better." But listen, Johnny wasn't raised the same way you was. Ronnie does not have that up here. Ronnie, Johnny, whatever, does not understand what you're saying. He doesn't understand that. He didn't learn that. And that's why we have to pray for people. And now those people do have to help themselves. But you just have to pray for people and pray for yourself as well, because we are in a spiritual warfare. You have to choose one or the other. And the one feels way better than that other, because the other leaves you a little throw up, okay? But anyway, commit to God. And like, women, save yourself from marriage. Young women, if you're still not saving yourself, stop and start, because it's worth it. And guys, you're supposed to save yourself too. You're going around having sex with somebody else's wife, and you're blocking her blessings as well as yours. And I just say that to say we're all supposed to live for God. If you're going through something, don't turn to alcohol, don't turn to drugs, turn to God. Get on your knees, turn to God. If it's something you've been holding on to that you're ashamed of, give it to God, man. Like, it's serious. And if it's something you're struggling with, anything, just anything, give it to God. Give your life to God. It's so serious. It's not a joke. And a lot of people wonder why, oh, that ain't, God, and there ain't no such thing. Or, well, I mean, that's your choice. Me, I'm doing God. You heard me? You don't love God? But, yeah, I hope this, touches somebody, because I'm just another human trying to get it right. But it just was on my heart tonight to share my story, where I am. And I love y'all, and pray for me, and I'll pray for you, and let's get it right. Good night. God bless.